The 49ers defense once again looks impressive in their 33-17 win over the Miami Dolphins yesterday, but the Niners lose Jimmy Garoppolo. It's Brock Purdy time, or is it? We'll find out. We're going to talk all about it on a new episode of the Sprint Right Option Podcast, starting right now.
Welcome, everybody.
We are live.
My name is Jason Aponte.
I am Andrew Pasquini.
We're working. That's it. We're working over here. That's it. Let's go Niners.
Let's go Niners. Sprint Right Option Podcast. We are live. It is a new episode of the Sprint Right Option Podcast. I am Andrew Pasquini, joined as always by the incomparable Jason Aponte. I think that means uncomparable. I think that's I just used a big word to start the podcast.
Like
Sounds smart. We're establishing a reputation here on the Sprint Right Option Podcast as people who use big words, so I got to match Jason sometimes. We're live. It's a Monday afternoon, Monday evening, Monday night, wherever you're at. Doesn't matter. Jason, how you doing on this Monday that I'm sure there's not a bunch of stuff to talk about 49er-wise?
It's actually been good, man. My PlayStation 5 is humming along. I've gotten pretty far in God of War Ragnarok.
Oh, I'm so excited. Can we just talk PS5, honestly?
Yeah. I mean, if it helps me get away from the sadness of, the news about Jimmy Garoppolo, sure. But, the PS5 is pretty cool, man. And I'll tell you this. Tired playing God of War Ragnarok on your PS5. Wired playing Snoopy's Grand Adventure over and over because Averly won't let you play anything else. That is how you optimally get the most out of your PlayStation 5.
Hey, man, listen, if there's an online portion to Snoopy's Grand Adventure, I will buy that game and play it with you. I don't care.
You shouldn't. It came out in 2015. So here's real quick. Let's
it's a PS4 game?
Yeah, let's talk about this game real quick.
Yes. I'm sure nobody wants to hear us talk about 49ers. We'll talk PS4.
No, let's just let people get in here. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for when we're live.
Get all the advertising stuff out. Let's talk PS5 now.
During the pandemic, one of Averly's favorite movies became the Peanuts movie. And, she watches Snoopy in Space, the Snoopy Show, all the old school Charlie Brown things, right? Mm-hmm. So there was a companion game that went along with it. Obviously, there's no Peanuts movie game because what are you supposed to do? There's no evil people in the Peanuts movie. So they came out with this game. So I thought during the pandemic, hey, there's a GameStop a few blocks away from my house from where we live. I'll just go on down there and I'll probably buy a used version. It'll cost, whatever, $5, $7. The game costs $24. You know why, Andrew Pasquini? Because it's been discontinued everywhere else and no one has ever put this game out. So I spent $24 on a used game. That was from 2015.
It could be worse. NCAA Football 14's discontinued, and that's like $120.
That's different, though. That's different. There's mods for it. There's this is completely different. So I say, you know what? For the greater good, let's entertain my daughter. Let me get it. We start playing it, and she doesn't care in the beginning. Doesn't care.
Yeah.
And then it got to a point where she made me beat this entire children's game, where Snoopy gets hit and you can grab the heart right back and you never die.
Yeah.
And literally, I fired up my PS5 and it was in my hard drive, like the games, because I have an external. So she just would not let me not play this game. So there's my spiel, guys. Just make sure that when you have kids, you realize what's in front of you.
Yes. You don't get to play the video games you want to play anymore. You do what the kid wants to do. No, I would 100% play a Charlie Brown video game where there's a mission to go trick or treating and collect all the rocks. I think that'd be a fun one. I got a rock.
Why does he get the rocks? See,
it's done, dude. Okay, so last thing, and then we'll talk Niners football. We promise, guys.
I promise.
Jamie was listing these things she got the other day. Jamie, my girlfriend, a couple months ago before Halloween, and I jokingly go, "I got a rock." She did not know. She looked at me like, "What are you talking about?" So I got to show her the Charlie Brown Halloween special. Mm-hmm. So there you go.
Great pumpkin, right?
Great pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and it's the dumbest thing. I laugh every time, dude, when Charlie is just, "I got a rock."
Dude, and the worst part is, and this is it. This is where we're gonna close.
Yes, I love this.
Charlie Brown is the most disrespected character person in any sort of medium. Like any of these movies, all they do is bully this kid. I don't know what they're supposed to learn. All right, here, 49ers football. Let's talk about it.
I was gonna say at some point it's his fault for trying to kick the ball loose. He tells him to kick. At some point,
it's on him.
After the second time, it's on him from that point on. Anyways, 100%. Hey, the only 49ers podcast that will open their podcast up with Charlie Brown conversation. I promise we're going to talk 49ers
I love
football
you, Avery.
starting now. Hey, I
Get
love
to
you too,
sleep. She's
Jason.
in the other room singing right now, not in bed, is sleeping, but yeah, whatever.
I love it. I love it. Here we go, Jason. Niners beat the Miami Dolphins 33-17 in a game that was weird because the score doesn't necessarily tell the whole story, because I thought it was a very close competitive game. But at the same time, the score kind of tells the whole story because the Niners kind of dominated at the same time. Like, it's a really weird game. As always, we are going to start position by position. And we're going to start at the quarterback position. And obviously, that's the big news. That's the people who are here.
Real quick, Swan Song. This episode, it's a
Deep
movie
cut.
called Race for Your Life, Charlie
Deep
Brown,
cut.
that I own for Averly, by the way.
Deep
It's
cut. Just him
yes.
dropping specific movies like, yo, that
Race
one's good.
for Your Life, Charlie Brown is what that's called. That's what that was called.
All right. So, yeah, we're here talking quarterbacks, and I'm sure a lot of people are here to hear this portion of it. Jimmy Garoppolo gets the start for the 49ers after the first drive. He tries to throw a pass to, I believe, Brandon Ayuk. He gets tackled a little awkwardly. He limped off the field. I realized they didn't show it on the TV broadcast. I went back and watched some TV broadcasts. They didn't show anything on him. He limped off the field. I watched him limp. He goes to the blue tent. He is ruled questionable with an ankle injury. He's carted off the field, and then it changes. He's ruled questionable with an ankle to he is ruled out with a foot injury, which was kind of a concern right away because it going from an ankle to a foot. We learned that it is broken foot. He's done for the season. Brock Purdy comes in, goes 25 for 37, 210, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And Jason, let's just stay there. Let's start the conversation with what Brock Purdy did yesterday, what he did against the Dolphins, how he helped, whatever. And then we'll talk about what the Panthers did in the context of the 49ers. So let's just start the conversation with yesterday. I thought Brock Purdy was fine. I thought nothing spectacular. I guess the best way to describe it is he's a Jimmy Garoppolo who can move the pocket a little bit because he's a little mobile. That's the lazy way to say that. I know there's a lot more complex answers. I'm just here to give the lazy answers. Jason's here to give the complex answers. He looked fine. I don't think he was asked to do a ton. I know he threw the ball 37 times, which is a lot. And I saw people trying to make the connection of like, oh, well, how often has Jimmy been asked to throw the ball 37 times?
Literally last week.
Blah, blah, blah.
Literally last week, he threw the ball 37 times against the New Orleans Saints. That same exact number, literally last week. Like exactly last week.
But the running game was just as good. They carried the ball 30. It was a pretty balanced offense from Kyle Shanahan, especially after Garoppolo exited. As I said, I thought he was fine, and that's like kind of the context I have for the game. Obviously, we're going to talk what the future means. So, Jason, I want to see what you thought about Purdy because you had the advantage of the TV and hearing what people were saying. I did not. I was at the game, not to brag. What were your thoughts on the 49ers rookie quarterback?
Brock Purdy, I think when you think about all things considered, being tossed into the game, being asked to do what he did, I think it goes above fine.
Yeah,
Andrew, I do. Poised. The Dolphins blitzed him. I thought his best throw wasn't even a touchdown throw. It was the third down throw to George Kittle. I thought his second best throw was the one that Christian McCaffrey dropped, in which he watched Christian McCaffrey through the zone, put it where he could only put it, get it. And you know what? It's a difficult catch from McCaffrey, but you know what? You got your hands on it. You need to catch that.
Yeah.
I've had some derogatory things to say about Brock Purdy, but I have nothing bad to say about him after this game.
Yeah.
And I will remind people, because they've been in my mentions, they're here in the YouTube comments. It was one game.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy was good. Was very good. But I think I want to talk about something a little bit off script here.
Yeah, that's
Andrew.
fine.
I'm absolutely gutted for James Richard Garoppolo, man. And let me explain. I tell you guys to keep the same energy. And when we talk about the human being, when Trey Lance gets injured, when Jason Verrett tears his ACL, I'm going to preach the same exact thing because that's what I believe. It's not something that I was just making up or saying. No. The guy fought through everything. Mm-hmm. Everything, man. Being asked to leave, no playbook, and then being brought back and then just doing what he could while he was here, playing his best football. I'm gutted for Jimmy Garoppolo, man. And if that's the last snap that he takes as a 49er, I'm hurt, man. Mm-hmm. I'm hurt. Mm-hmm. I don't want to get into it too heavy and talking about like, what I would have preferred. Of course, I wanted Trey Lance over him last year. Fine, cool. But I'm not above saying that I feel bad for the human being. The locker room loves him.
Yep.
Jimmy Garoppolo did everything right. Consummate professional. Everything. I'm gutted for him right now. I am. Because it's another season of this. And people are just going to throw dirt on the man's name. And I don't think that's cool. Again, if I preached, you need to think about the human with Jason Verrett, Trey Lance, other guys who have sustained, season-ending injuries, why wouldn't I keep it that way?
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo, that's probably your last snap. But, let me just take probably, out of it.
I know, right? We've kind of learned that.
Yeah,
we've said that
listen,
before.
I'm done with predictions about what the hell this team is going to do. I'm done. But Jimmy Garoppolo, I want you to know this. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for exactly what you did when you were asked to do it. You were the consummate professional. You did everything the right way. Literally 7-10 other teams would have been better with you as their quarterback.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't want to get lost in the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo is still a human being. He is going to have to deal with this again. He left in the third quarter to just go be with his family, meaning he knew at that point that his season was most likely over. It's hard for me to sit around and just, yes, the 49ers won.
Yeah.
But like, come on, man. Like we've gotta give Jimmy Garoppolo his respect. We have a donation real quick. So
yes.
When Jimmy went down, the first thing I did was yell, "Damn you, bad luck, Andrew. Stay away from Levi Stadium." Totally Andrew's fault. Make sure you blame him. Yeah. But then Purdy came in and balled out, so you're good. Love you both. Keep it up. Thank you for the donation.
Thank you for the donation, folks.
I think we all echoed not the damn you, Andrew thing.
Yeah, not that part.
No. I think we echoed the similar sentiments.
Yeah.
Because no matter what anybody wants to say, Jimmy Garoppolo is better than Brock Purdy. Jimmy Garoppolo gave this team the best chance to win every single week, that was left on here. I just don't want people misremembering revisionist history, talking crazy about Jimmy Garoppolo when he did everything the right way. So I guess that's the best way I could put it. It was hard to get on here today because it's just like, damn, I am feeling, I'm gutted for Jimmy Garoppolo in the same way that I was gutted for Trey Lance, in the same way that I was gutted for Jason Verrett. I do not lose the fact that these are human beings. And also, it's my quarterback, man. It's my quarterback, man. What happened? So, look, props to Brock Purdy, though, man. He did really well. We're going to see going forward. Obviously, we're going to talk about something different, when it comes to that. And Andrew's going to lead us into that. But Brock Purdy did exactly what was asked of him. Props to him for staying ready. I will say this, what he does better than Jimmy Garoppolo is he processes the field better. The athletic gifts aren't the same with Garoppolo. That's why he gets away with some of those things. He has more zip on his ball. But damn, man, I'm just gutted for Jimmy. Hey, Andrew, you could talk now, man.
Yeah, and obviously, like I following along with the news and all that, I didn't even have that thought today until today of, man, we might have really just seen his last snap with the Niners just like that. And that's the thought that's really like, I like talking Niners football. I'm not particularly thrilled to talk today about it just because of the injury.
If I seem like I'm down, if I seem like I'm surly,
suck. And it's the same thing with the Trey Lance thing, right? It's you lose your starting quarterback for the season, and it's a very unique situation the Niners are going through as well, because I'm sure in NFL history, and I can't think of a time off the top of my head, so if anybody can think of one, let me know, that teams have lost two quarterbacks for a season where they lose their starter and then their backup gets hurt. I mean, we've seen it with the Niners with, going from Garoppolo to Beathard. Beathard didn't get hurt, to Mullins. The Niners have legitimately lost two starting quarterbacks this season. Like I know Jimmy Garoppolo was the backup entering the season, but he is a starting quarterback by definition of what the term means.
Nobody was happy. Nobody who, like, I'm sorry, Andrew. Let me just.
It's easy. Hey, man, listen, like that's not.
And if you tuned into my post game show, if you tuned into what that was that entire week, it was all the same message. This is what I preach.
Yeah.
Keep the same energy from 1 through 52. When guys lose their season, Look at the human.
Yeah.
Look at the human.
And TC, I don't know who you are. I've never seen your name in the comments as well.
No, and I'm not trying to talk crazy.
Yeah,
it's just
no. I'm adding to your point is that go back and listen to our Seahawks post game and tell us that we were happy, because we definitely weren't. And it's the same thing here. It's I don't want to go as far to say that the Super Bowl thought could be gone at this point. It's a conversation for another day, but it definitely doesn't help, right? And I say that when Eagles lost once, Nick Foles.
Edgardo, they didn't lose both of them. They didn't lose Wentz and Foles.
Yeah, because Foles, like, if we want to use that argument, Wentz is Lance and Garoppolo is
Wentz is Lance and Garoppolo is Foles.
Because Foles had NFL experience.
And wait. And who was the quarterback that was third?
I was literally going to Google it.
Nate Sudfeld.
Oh, that is Sudfeld's team. Yeah. So yeah, I get, like, listen, I get what a lot of people are saying and the positive. Like, I understand it, because it's really easy to try and spin things positively and say that maybe Brock Purdy can be the one to lead this team. I don't know how realistic that is. Because listen, and here's the comparison I want to make, Jason, and it's one Niner fan should be familiar with. Brock Purdy was good. Me saying he played well enough, probably too soft. He played good yesterday. I'll take what I said back 15 minutes ago and say he played good yesterday. The Niners won. He played fine.
I think he played very well, considering.
Very well. Then we'll use the word very well.
No, just me, because when you look at how aggressive the Dolphins were, they blitzed him the entire time.
There was a lot of zero safety tops from what I was watching. One safety top, but we saw him yesterday in a game where we didn't see him play, and we talked about it earlier with Bailey Zappi earlier in the season, and I forget the other backup court. Oh, the Cowboys, Cooper Rush. Nick Mullins in his first start, Raiders not really knowing what to expect because they probably didn't fully prep for him. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 262 cooks him. Nick Mullins never had another start in which he had multiple touchdown passes and no interceptions. He had one other game of that sort, and that was after Garoppolo went down in 2020 against the Seahawks, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Just, we need to keep what Brock Purdy did yesterday in context. It's one game. Let's see what, like, and it goes into my other point that I want to make. And this is an impossible point I'm going to try and make, Jason. I am officially at the point with the 49ers season where I'm going to throw all my narratives away, and I'm just going to watch this team. I see people trying to say, "Hey, I've been high on Purdy all season." Hey,
no, you haven't.
Yeah, firstly, it's time to just now throw those away and watch this football team for what it's going to be, because it's going to be different. I know people are high on Purdy. I know people are low on Purdy.
Oh, but
let's just watch him from this point,
Andrew,
right? Yes,
Andrew.
I'll let you get your point.
I love you. I love you because you literally have just really struck the right chord.
Yeah.
It's one game.
Yes.
It is one game.
Yeah.
The anointing of this man now after one game is ridiculous.
Yes.
What he did on yesterday was great.
Yes.
But now it has become, I'm good on this quarterback. I'm good on this quarterback because we have Brock Purdy. None of you.
Yeah.
None of you were ever believing that. None of you ever wanted that. Okay. Yep. Now look, I'm glad you brought up Nick Mullins.
Yes.
Andrew. I am so glad you brought up Nick Mullins. Purdy reminds me so much of Nick Mullins, man. It's ridiculous. Yes. It's literally the guy. Mullins processed better than Garoppolo.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't want to see Mullins over Garoppolo, but Kyle Shanahan somehow crafted game plans and put up stats with Nick Mullins that had him in a discussion with Mahomes and Luck and all those guys.
I love that. That's still one of my favorite graphics of all time.
So look, I don't want Brock Purdy to fail.
Yeah.
I want this team to succeed. Mm-hmm. But my goodness, are you guys running with something now all of a sudden after one game that you wouldn't have believed before this game?
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. Okay? Look, Brock Purdy did great under the circumstances.
That's the important word, under the circumstances.
That is something that is not easy. You are the backup. You haven't played football aside from Kansas City and Arizona, right? Those games when they were out of hand on both sides. And you were asked to, hey, we don't want you to just jump in here. We need you to score touchdowns for this team.
And win this game, because the Niners can't really lose at this point.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It's one game.
Yep.
So I guess this is the best time to pivot, Andrew.
Yes, I was literally going to say it. We got this thing. We don't have to say it. We know what we're talking about.
This is the best time to pivot, Andrew.
Yep. Did the Panthers do something today?
The Panthers cut Baker Mayfield today. Okay. I'm going to say this as calm as possible. Okay. The 49ers, after Brock Purdy played that game and Jimmy Garoppolo was named, whatever, season ending, they signed Josh Johnson. Let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Johnson, when pressed into duty for the Baltimore Ravens, has been fine, and he's played very well.
Mm-hmm.
But we are to a point now where 49er fans want to yell and talk about the fact that they'd rather see Josh Johnson get signed, and they're like, "Oh, I like that. He knows the system. We're good." Yeah. Baker Mayfield comes, and all of a sudden, oh God, I can't even deal with the idea of Baker Mayfield. I don't want what guys, look me in the camera. Look here, right here.
Yeah, got you.
Let me look. You can believe what you want about Baker Mayfield. He's not that guy. He's not the number one overall guy. Got you. 100%. Where the 49ers are right now is in a fact where they should recon every single experienced quarterback at this point. And there is a quarterback out there who has run Shanahan's system, who has shown success in this league, but you're cool with Josh Johnson because he knows Shanahan's system, because he's been here before. I do not want to disrespect Josh Johnson.
No.
But the fact that so many people are just poo-pooing the idea of acquiring Baker Mayfield for a mere $1 million.
$1 million
is insanity.
Yeah.
Guys, I need you to start putting your thinking caps on. I need you to just be a little bit out of the box. We all laughed at Baker Mayfield when he was the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. That's fine. Now let's look at how the 49ers thought process is, and I'm going to pass it to you right after this, Andrew.
Yes.
Josh Johnson was the best available guy.
Right away.
The 49ers didn't sign him to the practice squad. He's on the 53.
Yeah.
You know why they did that? Because he was the best available option yesterday. The best available option today is Baker Mayfield.
Yes.
I just don't understand where you guys are thinking about this. I don't want to hear about Baker is trash. Cool. You have to literally grab every able-bodied two-armed quarterback that has played football in this last 3 years. Don't tell me about Andrew Luck. Don't tell me about guys that haven't played football. Baker Mayfield's played football this year. And you are sitting there, a team that wants your team to win, that wants to have insurance policies, and now Baker Mayfield is too far gone. Mm-hmm. Ridiculous, Andrew. You can go for it, man.
And I think the thought of Mayfield being too far gone, or not too far gone, but like Niner fans not wanting him, was the thought of the conversation of earlier in the year when he was available. And it was, well, would you rather have Garoppolo or would you rather, last season, sorry, would you rather have Garoppolo or would you rather have Mayfield?
Garoppolo,
absolutely.
But now he's hurt
10 out of 10 times. But and so I wouldn't blame Niner fans for being stuck in that mindset of saying, no, we didn't want him last year, so why would we want him now? But the equation's changed. It's, would you rather have Baker Mayfield or Mr. Irrelevant and see what happens? And it's now at that point where I'm going to throw Brock Purdy unfairly into the same conversation of people who 2 weeks ago wanted, who wanted, hey, we see Sid the Catfish, we love it, for
Andrew,
progressive insurance commercials.
Real quick too.
Yes.
If you bring in Baker Mayfield, I want you to start Brock Purdy. But what I want you to have is a sustainable guy who has played football in the NFL right behind him.
Yes.
That's what I'm not telling. And you know what another thing 49er fans have in their head? We're not signing Baker Mayfield to 5 years.
Yeah, no, that's the other thing. It's not a max type contract. It's it's literally $1 million.
Talking about why is this not even like this should be a slam dunk, 100% dunk. Go for it.
Yeah, no, exactly. So it's just in my mind. I don't want to unfairly put Brock Purdy, and I would even say maybe. And I hate that I'm at this point because I'm one of those, like, I'm not a big Baker Mayfield guy, but you maybe start Baker over Purdy if you get him, just because he has the experience. And it's this time where it's the Niners are trying to win a Super Bowl right now, correct? It's not the time to find out what Brock Purdy is. And that's why I'm more prone to say start Mayfield, because he has NFL experience, the first pick in the draft in the book. Oh, that's so good.
That.
If they get that, that's a good nickname. I love that. I love that, Emiliano. So yeah, man. So I know I'm saying a lot. It's just Baker Mayfield has NFL experience. He has experience in the Shanahan offense. And for those of you who are confused by what we're saying, I know some people don't fully know playbooks, and I don't either, but Kevin Stefanski runs pretty much the same offense as what Shanahan runs. Jason's pulling out his books. So that's where I'm at with it. Nothing against Brock Purdy. And as I said, if Brock Purdy is the starting quarterback for the rest of the season for whatever reason, there it is, a 2021 Browns complete.
This book is literally the Shanahan offense.
It's the same book, yeah.
And I've got 49er fans in my mentions. Baker can't learn the offense. Guys, I don't want to be that guy, but let's please get somewhere to where we understand the coaching tree.
And so I see Frisco 415 saying with a 16.8 quarterback rating, and I'm not going to say, I'm not picking on you, Frisco. You're the one who said it. I've seen this a lot. That's in a Matt Rule offense
with the Carolina Panthers.
So like I get it. I understand.
Andrew. Yes. Let's put it even further into context.
Yes.
Okay? Kyle Shanahan's done enough with his offense and his weapons for people to argue that Nick Mullins should be starting. Kyle Shanahan did enough with CJ Beathard to actually win games. Now all of a sudden, Kyle Shanahan can't do enough.
Yes.
With Baker Mayfield.
Yes.
Listen to what you're trying to argue right now on this side in the comments. Listen to what you're trying to argue.
Yes.
You're trying to argue someone that is head and shoulders better than Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard. He cannot produce in this offense. He cannot produce with this coach.
Yeah.
This coach that has you telling wait, here we go. This is it. And this is the mic drop. And I'm gonna pass it to you after this. This coach that after one game with Brock Purdy has you saying, I don't want Baker Mayfield, I want Brock Purdy? This same coach. You are you kidding me, guys?
Yeah.
We need to get so many. Everybody needs to be here now at this point. You have already run through two quarterbacks that are starters. You have to bring in every single person now that has NFL experience. Every single person that people bring up to me in my mentions has not played football within the last 2 years. So now, a guy who played football this season is too good. But Brock Purdy, after one game with Kyle Shanahan, who has propped up 3 other quarterbacks under your watch, is now not able to get the most out of Baker Mayfield. I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Yeah. And Palo Alto Niner, we'll move to the defense after this. I think we got as much as out of the quarterback. Palo Alto Niner made a point that we haven't touched on. We're like 24th in the lineup. We aren't going to get him. They could hypothetically get him. And what he means is the waiver order. The Niners are, I think, 25th actually in the waiver wire. That means every team gets an opportunity to put a claim in on him. And if they put the claim in, they get him. The only team, there is one team I could see putting in a claim on Baker Mayfield right now, not named the San Francisco 49ers, and that's the Los Angeles Rams.
And if they do that, they're doing it out of spite.
It's A, out of spite, and B, the thing is about trading all of your draft picks is when you're 3-9, you're playing for nothing at this point. It does not hurt them. They're not tanking for a pick. They're not losing for a better draft position. I could 100% see the Rams claiming Baker Mayfield to A, have a usable quarterback for the rest of the season, and B, screw the Niners out of it.
Let's do this. Looks like Jason really wants San Francisco to claim and pay Mayfield. I want 49er fans to acknowledge that this is the actual
Acknowledge it.
That this is the actual right process.
Yes.
Whether he makes it or not, Tavares, and maybe he doesn't.
Maybe he doesn't. This whole conversation's mute.
Right. Tavares, I'm not picking
Absolutely.
on you. You're a loyal listener. I fuck with you.
Day one.
They get it. I get that. But it's just funny for me for 49er fans to say, well, we got Brock Purdy. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's one game.
It's one game.
It's one game. If Brock Purdy goes out there and falls flat on his face against Tampa Bay, you're going to say, damn, we need a replacement. Oh, will you? This is why you insulate yourself with more options.
Yes.
And when you talk about $1 million, it's a drop in the bucket. Yeah. You are going to pay that to Jimmy Garoppolo based on his incentive value.
For him showing up to a game. Isn't it like, doesn't he get like $1 million per game or something?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
one more thing. One last thing. And we'll definitely move on because it's already a half hour.
We're at half an hour. We haven't even talked about the offense.
We haven't even talked about it. If you believe that Baker Mayfield can tear down the locker room culture that Kyle Shanahan and his roster has built, then you don't believe in Kyle Shanahan and this culture as much as you think you do. This man has one option. Get over here, do what he's told, be quiet because he needs to get another job next year.
Yeah.
And if you believe that one man is capable of taking down what Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, all these guys have built, then you never believed in the culture to begin with.
I love that. I love that. And also, too, just on that point, I did read a tweet, and I forget who sent it. Apparently Baker wasn't in it. People liked him in the Panthers locker room. So take it as you may. Yeah, exactly. They paid $2 million for Sudfeld. They threw that away. So like $1 million? $1 million. Exactly.
Mark,
thank you. So Mark, thank you for this point. Like
I'm cool with that, but I'm not cool with this.
But yeah, exactly. Mark, thank you. That is a fantastic point that I didn't even think of. I love that.
Your opinions have swung so far that it has pushed you away from rational logic.
Yeah.
This is my thing, man. Yep. And when you fall back from the money and all that stuff, it's, well, Baker's a locker room cancer. Again, if you believe that Baker could take this down, then you never believed in this locker room ever.
We'll leave it at that. We're gonna transition. We've spent 30 minutes on the quarterback. There's going to be plenty of time, and I'm just going to skip the rest of the offense. I'll read some key numbers, and we'll go from there. Christian McCaffrey, 25 touches, 146 yards, and a receiving touchdown. Juszczyk with the first receiving touchdown of the game for the 49ers. Jordan Mason, shout out Jordan Mason, 8 carries, 51 yards. He looked. I'll share some thoughts about my thoughts being at the game at the end, but he looked electric.
I was happy for you being at the game.
Dog, we'll talk about my thoughts on the game at the end. We'll get through the actual game. Samuel and Ayuk combined 11 receptions for give or take 100 yards. Just a pretty good game for the offense. So let's get to the defense now because that's where I want to talk. So there's something funny about allowing a 75-yard touchdown pass to Trent Sherfield at the start of the game. I thought that was now that the Niners won, I thought that was hilarious. I was laughing in the middle of my section.
And look, real quick, Josh Johnson is good. He's solid.
He's fine.
That was the Ravens though, and Greg Roman schemed it up. Josh Johnson's fine, but again, you need more options. So if one is practice squatted, one's not, whatever. Keep going.
So obviously a less than ideal start for the Niners offense, right? Or defense. They then start the fourth quarter with that 45-yard touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. Those two plays went for a combined 120 yards, Jason. On the Dolphins' other 43 plays on Sunday, they went for 188. So unless they were moving the ball on big chunks of yardage, the Dolphins weren't doing anything against the Niners offensively yesterday, and that's because of the defense. Nick Bosa, it's always time to talk Nick Bosa depoy conversation, but we're there. It's to a point where if Nick Bosa doesn't win depoy, it's a shame, really. Miami ran the ball 8 times, became very one-dimensional. Mostert and Wilson talked a lot.
Hold on, Andrew. The Miami Dolphins ran the ball 8 times, which was the lowest amount of rushes in Dolphins history.
Really? So see, that's the thing I missed from watching the game at home, being able to look at all the stats. I did not know also that they did not convert a third down until you tweeted it today. I didn't even realize that. These are these are stupid stats we're pulling up with them. Like 8 rushes against the Dolphins, the fewest in franchise history, apparently. Jason
The
McCarthy.
fewest in Dolphins
And
history.
that's not a new franchise. That's not a
No,
particularly new
no.
franchise. Tua, I don't even know how to look this stat up, Jason, but I'd have to imagine the Niners might have became the first team in NFL history yesterday. This isn't true. I don't know how true this is, so I might be making this up. To have 2 separate instances where they forced 2 turnovers on consecutive plays. That feels like a stat that I don't know if it's true or not, but it feels like it would be true. Because how often does first of all, to think how often does turnovers happen on consecutive plays, first of all, and then have it happen 2 times in the same game, because Tua's first 2 interceptions happen on consecutive plays, and then Bosa's strip sack and then Skylar Thompson's interception happen on consecutive Dolphins plays. So there's something fun to chew
on. Here's something that I don't think 49er fans want to hear. The first touchdown was because a safety didn't get to his spot. Not Hufanga.
Okay.
To Sean Gibson.
Yes.
And so many plays were left on the field for the Dolphins. And a lot of the initial first half dominance from the 49ers defense has to do with the fact that Tua was airmailing throws.
Tua was not good yesterday.
Tua stunk.
Tua
for a long time in that game.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of people telling me he's better than Justin Herbert. I'm tired of you trying to push this propaganda of him being. This is, again, why I was so confident the 49ers would handle business.
Yeah.
And the fact that the 49ers handle business with their third-string quarterback is even more funny. Dolphins fans deserve everything. I hope you guys are continuing to cook them because they talk way too much. But this team couldn't run the ball. They haven't all season. They're 28th in the league for a reason. Jeff Wilson got 1 carry in this game. One. The one good run for Raheem Mostert was called back on a holding penalty. Tua airmail throws the entire time. The star of this offense is 2 people.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill and Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel was cooking.
I love him.
In the fourth quarter, he was cooking. He had that game on the ropes, and that's why he was so upset, I think, with the Gesicki call, because he was motioning Tyreek Hill and giving the 49ers hell.
Yeah.
Because Tyreek Hill's a game changer. And this is my problem. The Miami defense isn't that good, and I like Mike McDaniel. He's going to win a lot of games as long as he's head coach. They're going to be fine. They're not going to be fine as long as Tua is airmailing guys.
Yes. Tua's just got to, like Jimmy Garoppolo, got to be a point guard. Just get the ball into his receiver's hand. And you mentioned Mike McDaniel as well, and Jason, he was coaching his ass off. The fact that game was as close as it was near the end, and that's what I'm saying. It's like it was such a weird game because a lot of these stats, I love Don Burr. Shout out Don Burr. Hey, real quick, I'm interjecting into my Niner conversation. Did you see the spread for Vikings at Lions on Sunday?
No.
I saw it earlier. It may have changed. I'm going to double check because Vegas, the betting odds always change. The 10-2 Minnesota Vikings are 1-point underdogs to the 5-7 Detroit Lions on Sunday.
Hey, Don Burr.
That's amazing. So shout out Don Burr for that.
Don Burr, you not only are you an honorary 49ers Twitter member, we are all Lions fans.
We are all Lions
this
fans.
week. This week,
Absolutely.
we are all Lions fans. Go whip their ass, man.
Yes.
Go whip their ass, man. The Jets gave them hell with Mike White. The Jets just gave the Vikings hell with Mike White, man.
Yeah.
Go whip their ass and go get it done, man. We all are with you, man.
We love it. We love it, Don Burr. Thank you as always for watching. But yeah, no, so back to the point of Mike McDaniel. And I said it was a weird game because it really felt like the Niners dominated, but they really didn't. But they also did. Like, it was weird.
They did, but they didn't, but then they did.
Yeah, it's so dumb and strange, and it's really the only thing because I 40 minutes to 20 minutes time of possession. The Niners ran 30 more plays than the Dolphins, and yet Mike McDaniels was in this game until the very end. So I do want to give Mike McDaniel
Well,
credit. And if Tua hit, like this is a wildly different game if Tua hits like 2 or 3 different throws.
you're right, 100%. And that's my point. Is in the first half, the defense largely succeeded because Tua was bad. In the second half, they cooked because they're good. What I want to
And
say is
that's
this.
what we're used to seeing is the second half adjustments.
Right. What I want to say is this. I'm going to crack my knuckles real quick.
I didn't hear it.
I want defensive player of the year for Nick Bosa.
Yes.
100%. I mean, the guy just literally week in, week out. Eric Armstead is back.
Eric
And I'm
Armstead's
tired.
back.
I'm tired of all of you. Anyone who ever had anything bad to say because DeForest Buckner is on the Colts. Let me tell you something. When someone goes to you and they tell you about Eric Armstead's stats, and they say, oh, well, he had this, this, and this. Eric Armstead is the reason the guy who gets the sack, gets the tackle for loss, gets the interception happens. So I'm tired of you. Eric Armstead matters.
Yes.
I'm tired of all of you. Because anytime that anyone brings up anything about Eric Armstead, they bring it up and they bring up stats and they bring up, oh, well, he has this, this, and that. Watch the game.
See.
Watch the game. That man was occupying 3 and 4 linemen for Nick Bosa to run clear on sacks. That man was incredible on the inside, getting to Tua to make Jimmy Ward get the interception. Don't sit here and tell me that you are still comparing DeForest Buckner to Eric Armstead at this point. I don't care. DeForest Buckner's in hell. His team just gave up 33 points in the fourth quarter. You think I give a shit about DeForest Buckner at this point?
How many playoff wins does he have since the trade? Defensive tackle playoff wins matter too.
I don't care. I don't care. Y'all need to start watching football and putting respect on Eric Armstead's name. Anytime anyone brings up Eric Armstead's stats, his pressures, his tackles for loss, all that, take it away because they're not watching the game.
Mm-hmm.
The 49ers absolutely made the right decision. I don't care. That's my mic drop.
Defensive tackle is very much a position that I don't really worry about. Unless it's like Aaron Donald because he's a game-breaking defensive tackle. But stats don't matter. Eric Armstead had 0 tackles yesterday. 0 tackles for loss. He probably should deserve a lot of credit for some of those Bosa sacks, some of the pressures.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
Eric Armstead finished with 0 tackles and 0 tackles for loss and 0 sacks, 0 pass deflections. He had a quarterback hit. But defensive tackle is a position that I don't care about stats because it is a position, especially in the Niners defense with how important the edge rushers are in the pass game. I'm not even going to try and quantify the importance of rush game stuff because there's really no way to quantify it. But what he does in the pass game to enable whatever side he's on or whoever's on the side next to him, you can't quantify that. And that's why Eric Armstead's so important to this. And he gets a lot of flack because the Niners tried to start him as an edge rusher. And then they found out that he's a pretty damn good defensive tackle and pretty damn good at taking up space. And I don't want to make this comparison because it's not apples to apples. But you remember the thought of the Harbaugh teams that Aldon Smith was a different player without Justin Smith? Think about it more or less. And I'm not saying Nick Bosa needs Eric Armstead.
No, he doesn't.
But I don't know if it's necessarily coincidence.
It helps.
I don't think it's coincidence that Nick Bosa had as many sacks yesterday than he did in the entire month of November when Armstead missed the entire month of November and Armstead was back yesterday.
To them, Pasquini.
There we go.
So in a game where we can correlate this and say, hey, the Miami Dolphins offense is shit because they are.
Yeah.
That's cool. We're good with that. I want to hold this up.
Yeah, I'm holding mine too. We're doing it together.
I want you guys to start watching football and stop worrying about stats.
Yeah.
Please stop worrying about stats. I don't give a shit what DeForest Buckner is doing right now. DeForest Buckner is languishing in Indianapolis. We'll never see a playoff game. And his team gave up 33 points in the fourth quarter.
Real question, and I don't think we'll ever get a real answer. Do you think Eric Armstead, seeing what 3 years in the future look like with the Colts, and he got his contract, shout out, do you think he maybe sees what the two teams look like at this point and says, maybe I should have taken less money to stay there?
Maybe.
I'm never going to be one person to say, like, don't go get your money. Always go get your money, players.
No, but
I think there's a point to be made.
Yeah, go get your money.
Yeah.
That's it. But, like, honestly, for me, if you come to me and you tell me about Eric Armstead's impact and you bring up stats, you are proving to me that you either, one, haven't watched the game or don't understand what it is that he brings. Mm-hmm. And Hassan Ridgeway went down in this game. Mm-hmm. He's going to be out probably a season ending. And that's something that's something that,
I believe.
Yeah, that's something that's kind of, impactful. Mm-hmm. But for people to dismiss, oh, well, this defense is fine without Eric Armstead. Oh, well, look at what DeForest Buckner is doing. Stop it. Just stop it. The argument's debunked. Dude. You sound stupid. You sound crazy at this point. So, yes, Eric Armstead.
Look at our guy, Don Burr. Don Burr says it perfectly. Armstead, a dude. Take him any day. Don Burr knows football. So there you go. Jason, let's get to 3 stars. You want to get to 3 stars?
No, we still got more to talk about on the defense.
Let's keep going. What you got?
I got a lot.
Let's do it.
The thing that we talked about this entire week when it came to the Dolphins and the 49ers, everybody wanted to compare Mike against Kyle.
Yes.
It was Mike against D'Amico.
Yeah.
Guess who got it done?
D'Amico.
Oh, wow. So it's funny. Kyle picks on his understudies, won a bunch of games, right? Against McVay, against LaFleur, against McDaniel now. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to keep giving love to D'Amico because I'm trying to give flowers while he's here.
Yeah, no, we have a very limited amount of weeks to do this.
Yes, that's my point. And it's dwindling now.
Yes.
Because now we're getting to the end of D'Amico's time as defensive coordinator. What's funny about the 49ers defense is this. When they give up points, it's not because of anything that the offense did to them. It's usually because of something that they didn't do on their own end. The 2 touchdowns in this game are responsible for are on the 2 safeties. Mm-hmm. Both of them. Okay? 1 for one and 1 for the other. But that's how we felt about the Chiefs game. Mm-hmm. So when this team executes, when they're in their spots, I want to talk about D'Amico Ryans, man. I really do. I'm trying to figure out ways to figure out. I'm trying to figure out ways to figure out. This is terrible. I'm trying to figure out who's the upgrade. Who is the defensive coordinator upgrade at this point when it comes down?
I think the closest name you can maybe get is Vic Fangio.
Vic is the godfather of Too High. Rich Madrid would love that. I'd love it because then I could finally figure out what the hell Fangio is.
But we got to get to a point where is he an upgrade on D'Amico?
Ready? You ready?
I think I know your answer.
You ready?
I think I know your answer. Yeah. No. I don't know. I don't think so.
No. Chris Kosaric is an incredible defensive line coach. He should stay there.
Yeah.
Andrew was at camp one day.
One day.
There's loud music going on during camp while we're there. There's one voice.
Yeah.
That you hear. There was one voice.
Over the music. Like, who is talking over this music right now? And it's who is it? It's Chris
Kosaric. So I was lucky enough to be at the joint practices last season against the Chargers. My goodness. It was the same thing. Like, there's literally 2 fields where this happens, and you only hear Chris Kocurek. I think Chris Kocurek doesn't have ambition to be a defensive coordinator. I think he's good where he's at. And I think that the 49ers have identified a guy who can identify the traits and get the most of them by Chris Kocurek. So, like, it's like, I just want to give D'Amico his flowers. That's it. I just want to give D'Amico his flowers. So when we're talking about defense, I think Mooney Ward had a good game. I think Diamandola North did very well considering what happened in this game and what could have happened. I want to give love to Drake Greenlaw.
Yep, he was all over the place. He was all over the place on Sunday.
There, I said it. So look.
Yep.
We haven't been exactly the most, Drake Greenlaw over Aziz thing. I still got Aziz. I'm still an Aziz guy.
Yeah.
Drake Greenlaw's playing exceptional football right now.
Yes, he is playing. He's making the conversation harder.
Yes, he is. And he's getting me to a point where I can't double down on what I've said about Aziz because he's playing so well. He's knocked off the penalties. He is flying to the ball. There was a play in this game that I can't necessarily remember. He threw a pass threw a pass like behind the line of scrimmage. It looked like it was just going to go for. It was like 1 or 2 yards. Looked like it was going to go for a first down. Greenlaw closes the gap so fast that not only did it not go for any yards, that it looked like a loss. So, shout out to Drake Greenlaw, man. And this defense is special, man. That Vince McMahon meme is special.
Going into the game, I expected to see Fred Warner, obviously, like, he's the Niners, one of their best defensive players. Drake Greenlaw did everything I expected to see Fred Warner do yesterday. Like it was unbelievable. He felt like he was in on every play. He had such a good game yesterday. It was unbelievable. I'm excited to see what it is. And as I said, like, when Jason and I have these takes where we say one player is better than the other for whatever it is, we hope we're proven wrong, because I think that's a good issue. I think it's a very good issue. So Drake Greenlaw is definitely making the conversation more difficult. He was all over the place on Sunday. He was not named Nick Bosa. He was their best defensive player on the field. So there it is. There, and Jason, the play on Tyreek Strag route, I think that's the play Jason was mentioning. One of the greatest plays you've ever seen a linebacker make. Great point. There, you got anything else on the defense, Jason? Before we move on, everything.
Good. I think
we're good.
I think the only thing that we can say is, if this defense isn't going to perform, it's on their own accord. It's not because of anything that anybody's going to do to them.
Yes.
Sometimes they're out of position. Sometimes they take a bad angle. Sometimes they are too aggressive. It leads to points. But I think this game was the best. I mean, this and the Chiefs game were the best examples of it. Mm-hmm. Just when there's teams that are able to take advantage of your mistakes, they will. But the 49ers give up points only when they make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not anything other than just like trying to just be in your spot.
Let's go,
man.
This might be the biggest compliment I can give this defense. I think the defense is so good it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. I think this defense can do things. I think they can make it work.
This defense will put the team in a chance no matter who the quarterback is to win the game. And I think that's the best way to put it. And that's not a shot at anybody. That's it. Like, that's just it. The defense is good. Take it as a defensive compliment and not a shot on anybody else. It's just that's what it is. That's why the whole discussion about points per game and how many points the 49ers had to score was completely overblown. How many points do the 49ers need to score to win games? More than their opponent. That's it. And the defense is a big part of that. Yeah. So, again, if the defense is giving up 13 points, score 14. That's it. And there's no defense on the other side that's as good as yours.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew.
3 stars time. And Jason, I'm going to instantly just contradict one of the things you said 5 minutes ago. It was a great point. I'm going to contradict it. You said it was not a battle of Shanahan versus McDaniel as McDaniel versus Ryan.
Let's give love to coach.
My number 3 star is Kyle Shanahan. A lot of talk on the week about Mike McDaniel and his role with the Niners. Shanahan had maybe one of his best games of the season, I thought, everything considered, with the quarterback change. But 2 fourth down convert attempts,
I love that.
We're trending in the right one. Got one of them, a quarterback sneak. The second one, I don't even care. It was an interception. Brock Purdy threw it 30 yards down the field, and whoever made the pick, I forget who it was, cost the Dolphins 30 yards. And then the last one is he went 2 for 2 on challenges for the first time since his first season as a head coach. And they were both crucial challenges. They won. They were both on drops. The first was on a third down.
He ended that drive.
He ended that drive. He absolutely ended that drive. The first one was the third down. Miami gets a 4th down conversion the next play, but then on another 4th down conversion, it's incomplete.
I'm still here.
Oh, I know you're still there, and that's okay. So I'm going to give Kyle Shanahan the flowers, 3rd star.
I love that. And I wish that I could. I don't know why he's your 3rd star, Andrew. Can you elaborate a little? Like these next 2 stars got to be really good.
Well, I think we're going to do a 3-2-1 countdown on the number 1 star of the game.
Okay.
Do you just want to hear my number 2 right now?
No, my 3rd star. My 3rd star. Dre Greenlaw. And Dre Greenlaw, I've said some things about you that I need you to improve. You completely improved them. I love being wrong about this, 100%. Dre Greenlaw has been playing out of his mind. And when people say that this linebacker core was the best in the league, I would argue that it was because of Aziz. Right now, it's because of you. Yep. So, Dre Greenlaw, I offer up my formal apology.
There you go.
My formal apology. Everybody always wants. It's so funny. One player makes a play, and everybody asks me on Twitter, "Apologize."
I love that. We got that one for Purdy yesterday. I
know.
I enjoy
Purdy
it
makes
when we
one
get
throw,
those.
and it's just like, can you not slander him? I'm like, slander or tell you the truth, but like
acknowledge him.
Hey, look, Dre Greenlaw, I know you watch. I know you're watching this right now with your velvet do-rag on because you like that. I'm sorry. And what I mean by the velvet do-rag is he wore it every day at camp.
I know what you're referencing.
And it means that the velvet do-rag is during heat. You know, those nylon ones, those silky ones, they're fine. They let air in. Those nylon ones, those velvet ones are different. So look, Dre Greenlaw, I know you're watching right now with your velvet do-rag on. I apologize. Yes. You've been playing amazing.
Love it. I love it. My number 2 star, I'm gonna go Brock Purdy. It's a very tough situation to be thrown into for anybody. You add in Mr. Irrelevant. You add in it's a game the Niners need to win, and he plays good enough to get the win. So I do want to give him his credit. I know this podcast has been rough on him. Through 1 week, he's 1 for 1. Let's see what it looks from here on out if he starts. But through 1 week, he is 1 for 1. And that's all that matters because the Niners won. And so I'm going to give Brock Purdy the number 2 star.
I don't disagree with anything that you said. I want to reiterate for the people that are here that are new, that want me to apologize. It's 1 game, but he did the best he could within that 1 game, considering the circumstances, considering how aggressive that Miami Dolphins defense was. They play a lot of man. They blitzed the shit out of this young man, and he stood in there and understood protection, where the ball was going. Processing sometimes is better than talent. Right now, Brock Purdy, after 1 game, he processed and he did very well. You have to give him his props.
Yes.
My number 2 player, Arik Armstead.
There it is.
I want you guys to enjoy the fact that you've had this defense this entire time, and Arik Armstead has not played many snaps. And you watched him yesterday on limited snaps wreak absolute havoc on this offensive line. And that's not something that just because the Miami Dolphins offensive line is whatever, is something that you could just say, well, it was against them. He'll do that against anybody because his impact goes further than stats. The attention that he occupies is bigger than that. Arik Armstead's number 2. Let's do number 1. I think we have the right answer, the both of us.
Yeah. So on the count of 3, on 3, we'll do on 3.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Nick
Bosa.
There we go. 3 sacks, a forced fumble, 2 tackles for loss, 4 quarterback hits, 3 tackles of his own. He's pretty good. I don't know if you heard Nick Bosa. He's pretty good at this football thing, and it's
Brock
really
Bosa?
time. Brock Bosa. There we go. We like it. But no, dude, he's unbelievable. It's really time that we ramp up the defensive player of the year. So every episode for the rest of the season, I'm just going to throw it out there that Nick Bosa should be the defensive player of the year. I'm throwing it out there the rest of the season. Every episode.
Shouldn't have taken this game for you guys to realize that Nick Bosa was good. I'm sure, we have the smartest viewers in the world. They, in the NFL world, they
we
call
love
us
our
out.
viewers.
Yeah, they call us out on our own shit, and I love it. Nick Bosa is different, man. It's just there's like to be able to have him fall to them at 2 because the Arizona Cardinals did the right thing by taking the quarterback that they needed, right? Like at that point. The stars align. Nick Bosa, lifetime 49er. Don't ever let him leave. Like George Kittle said, I'm so happy he's on my team. He's just like legitimately. I don't know if I can remember a player who came in the league and immediately dominated and just kept it going. Like some guys come in smoking and then eventually things just like kind of fall apart for them. But Nick Bosa is different, man. And thank goodness for him. And he is the reason that this 49ers team, well, not him. It's all entire defense. But yes, him. He's the reason the 49ers have a chance in every single game. Nick Bosa, easily number 1 star.
Easily number 1. Yep. Not even close. Number 1 defensive player of the year as well. I don't know if you heard me mention that at all. Jason, it was a fun episode. The season is officially at a weird point. It's really let's see what happens from here situation. I said we have like 190 people in here right now. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to Jason Aponte's YouTube channel. We go live twice a week. Next week we're going to go live 3 times because there's a Thursday night game. So it'll be a busy week on dude. Monday, Wednesday, Friday because we got
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Oh my god! And then Thursday after the game too. God,
yeah, it's going to be a bit. But hey, you get the weekend off. You get to watch football. It's going to be fun. Jason. So I went to my second football game yesterday.
Talk about it.
I haven't been to an NFL game since.
That's when he's 1-0 at Levi's.
1-0 at Levi's. All that matters. I might not be the best fan, but I win. Fan wins are important. 1-0 at Levi's. My first real takeaway from seeing what the NFL looks like in person for the first time in my adult life: football is a fucking violent game. Okay. It is unbelievable. Like you're so used to seeing it on TV and like you're just like, this is what it looks like. Oh my God. They are so fat. Like there was like 6 or 7 run plays where I was like, oh my God, that hole's wide open. How are you not hitting that hole? And by the time that thought gets into my brain, that hole is gone. It is amazing. The Tyreek Hill touchdown play, I thought Tua just misunderstood something on the play and was just throwing it away almost. Tyreek Hill is the fastest human being I've ever seen in person because I didn't think there was a chance he was getting to that ball. And seeing his speed in real life is different than TV. If you have not been to an NFL game, I don't think you could understand what it actually looks like in real. That was the biggest takeaway I had is how different football looks in person than it does on TV. I got to see some really cool people as well yesterday.
That's really what I want to get to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Andrew, I saw a picture of you and celebrity Steph Sanchez.
Yes.
I saw a picture of you and
Sin.
One of our faithful listeners, Sin. And it gave me FOMO. It gave me FOMO. Like
I wish you were there.
Literally, in my head, I'm just like, damn it, why didn't I just get on a plane and just go do it?
It was fun. The atmosphere was there. I will give Dolphin fans credit. I know we had fun with them last week. There's like 25% Dolphin fans there. It was pretty packed with Dolphin fans. There was a lot of them. They got loud. That was fun. It was just a fun vibe, and I'm really looking forward to my next game.
On. That's what I want to ask you.
What's up?
Because on the broadcast, there were defense chants in Levi Stadium, and they weren't loud.
You heard them.
You could hear them.
There was plenty.
So they were deep.
I would say 75-25. I didn't get a picture of the crowd when the game was going on, so I can't really like show it. But there was a lot of Dolphins fans. So I will give them credit. That's one of the furthest trips they can make, I believe, from Miami to Santa Clara. There was a lot of Dolphin fans there. So shout out them. But the atmosphere was electric. It was cool to see all the stuff that you don't see going on. Like watching Shanahan on the sideline was fun. Seeing sidelines reactions to certain plays was fun. I'm really excited to go next time, whenever that may be, whenever I get a great chance, get a chance to go.
NFC Championship against the Philadelphia Eagles.
NFC Championship.
You gotta play to stay.
I got to go to Philly, all the way to Philly. Okay, yeah.
No. You gotta come here, and I live 90 minutes from Philadelphia.
I thought, well, my plan was to go out there to do the Brian Reynolds.
No, you're coming out here. You're coming out here to watch Aaron Judge come back home.
Okay. Well, are we doing an emergency pod on Wednesday when the news comes out? Like, I feel like a 5.
He's at the Tampa Bay New Orleans game right now.
He's at the Buccaneers game, but he also is apparently supposed to go to San Diego for winter meetings.
And I see. All right, so. Real quick about baseball. Aaron Judge is like the hot commodity after you just get out of a long relationship and you're single.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you go take a meeting here, there, before you make your decision, right?
Yeah.
When you're single, you want to float around. So that's why, when everybody's like, oh my God, he's in San Francisco. Well, was he not supposed to go meet with the Giants?
Yeah.
Was he not supposed to go meet with the Dodgers? Now the Boston Red Sox.
The Red Sox are in. Wow. Shocker. Baseball teams are into the best free agent available. Shocker.
The Red Sox are in now. Dude, none of these meetings mean anything. And if I could quote the great Andrew Pasquini, none of this means anything until it means something, and none of it means anything.
And it means something until it means something. Nothing.
Yeah, it's just right now. So by this logic, like Jason says, Judge is a Ray now.
Yeah,
he's a Ray.
I'll be 1,000% honest though. I'm such a hypocrite on that, because when I saw the news that Judge unfollowed the Yankees, I'm like, we got him. Right.
Look, let me real quick. Let me tap. And you know what? Tonight feels like a good night for I don't know if you're up for it. Just maybe sprint after dark.
I might be down for a couple minutes.
All right, yeah, just a little while. If you want to do sprint after dark, I'm with it.
Okay, let's cut it off. Let's cut it off here.
So real quick, so let's cut it off because there are people who listen to our shit that don't care about baseball. So yeah.
So we're ending the 49ers portion of the podcast. We're gonna hang out for maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes is good.
We'll have a fun conversation on the side. So if you want to hang out, talk whatever you guys want. We are officially off. If you want to talk 49ers, we'll talk 49ers, but we are off 49ers talk for now. Jason Aponte, as always.
Let's go Niners. And The Rock better face Roman Reigns after he wins the Royal Rumble in WrestleMania.
You're reading the dirt sheets. Hey, hang out for a Sprint Red Option podcast after dark. If you're on the audio listeners, we'll be back Friday. I don't know how to end a podcast.
Let's go Niners.
Yeah, let's go Niners.
Welcome, everybody.
We are live.
My name is Jason Aponte.
I am Andrew Pasquini.
We're working. That's it. We're working over here. That's it. Let's go Niners.
Let's go Niners. Sprint Ride Option podcast. I fear the people found out that I don't know how to end podcasts without just saying, as always, Jason Aponte.
No, I think that's our thing. That's our thing.
It is our thing.
That's our thing. And that's what, it's so funny. People are just like, great. Oh shit, Jason Aponte, you've done so well. I'm like, yo, I'm not shit without Andrew Pasquini. So
Oh, exactly. Great 1765. Wrestling really, dude. The Rock is great one. Come on, your name is literally a wrestling reference.
You know what's really funny? Is I don't know what it is about my Instagram algorithm that has brought this up, because I'm not even really into wrestling like this. I just love The Rock.
It's all the MJF videos I send you.
But no, yeah, it probably is. But the Shield, which was Rollins and fucking Roman Reigns, destroyed The Rock the last time that he was there. They did the triple powerbomb on him.
Can't forget Dean Ambrose.
So no, I this is how you know I don't care about wrestling like that. But it's just funny how all that stuff is right there. And look, this is the thing.
There it is. Yeah, that's totally fine.
Me too.
That's totally fine. Hey man, a lot of people left wrestling once The Rock left. I get that. I still watch it because I'm a fucking nerd.
No, that's the point though.
but I love it. Yeah. So
And also, look, Andrew's a nerd. I'm a nerd, but I'm just
yeah,
like wild older now. Like
we're
than
different
he is. He just
subcategory of
turned 30.
nerds.
I'm getting closer
Yeah.
to 40. Like, so it's like I don't get like I felt the same exact way. When The Rock left, I was like, I'm done with this shit. Like, I don't care
I
anymore.
I love the amount of times that Sprint Red Option
Oh,
Podcast
look at
After
this.
Dark has turned. Rock, see, I don't know. You could do because, like, okay, so the Ariel, I love that idea because I don't think Rock versus Roman needs a title. Put the strap on Sammy and let's just run with it. I don't care. Sami Zayn, you may be too deep for you, Jason.
Yeah,
But
that's that. Yeah, you're like wait.
it's the guy that looks like me. He has the hair and the beard.
So that's the one that's the one that's always in my YouTube comments that they're like, "Yo, Andrew looks like this guy."
Yes, Sami Zayn. He's part of the. He's actually. I don't know if you know. He's part of the bloodline. He's an honorary Uso.
Sure,
Anyways,
why not?
okay. So do we want to have the Aaron Judge conversation?
Yeah, real quick.
I think people are waiting for us to have it because I am a Niner. We're both Niner fans. I'm a Giants fan. Jason's a big Yankee fan.
Yes.
And it's kind of the thing that's going on between the two because, yes, Jason, I don't know if you heard this. The Red Sox are interested. It really sounds like Judge. It's down to the Giants or Yankees. Either way, I think I'm fine because I if I'm a free agent hitting the open market, I would have a tough time leaving the team I was already established with as well. I just need Aaron Judge on the Giants more than I need oxygen, to be 1,000% honest.
And you know what? And look, this is the funny part about all this shit with Aaron Judge.
Shima, what is that? I just read the most recent comment, and you can get your Judge.
But you're a nerd that can steal our women, Jason. That's a danger. Oh shit! All right. Well,
anyways, Judge. Talk about Judge.
That shit threw me off, bro.
It's a good compliment. That's a great compliment.
It's the most amazing compliment. All right. But I want to make sure I get this across the right way.
Yes.
Signing Aaron Judge to a 9-year deal for the New York Yankees feels so much like the New York Yankees. And all they'll do when Aaron Judge's body breaks down at the end of this contract is talk shit about why they shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, well, that's baseball. That's how it works.
But that's no. That's the Yankees.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm at real quick about, like, the Yankees. The Yankees have given contracts to players that haven't meant as much to the franchise than Aaron Judge, right? Yep. You've done this with Alex Rodriguez, and Alex Rodriguez was at the time one of the best players in baseball, but he wasn't grown up as a Yankee. Aaron Judge is.
Yeah.
So I think all this boils down to, does Aaron Judge care about the whole Yankee shit about I'm captain, I get to be lore, like all this stuff, or does he want to go home? And if he does, I'm not mad at him, and I love that for New York Giants fans, for San Francisco Giants fans. Andrew
you can tell we're in baseball, we're in football mindset because we're just dropping the football name.
Dude, they're fucking. They just tied the Giants on the other side. I love that for Giants fans. I do. I love that for Andrew Pasquini. I love that for Shasky. I love that for Bonta.
Yeah.
I don't love it for the Giants fans that talk shit to me all year while I enjoyed Aaron Judge's historic season with the Yankees. That's it.
Yeah, and my thing is, as a Giants fan, is the Giants
cut his ass right now. Cut his right now. Cut his ass.
Cashman. They extended him.
Cashman re-up for 4 more years. I'm in hell right now as a Yankee fan. I am in hell.
My thing is like the Giants, obviously they won 3 World Series. They haven't had a legitimate superstar since Barry Bonds. Okay. And like, yes, I know Buster Posey and Bumgarner and Lincecum. Judge is the closest thing this team will ever have to Barry Bonds once again. And like, no disrespect to the players I name here, but like, I can't go another year of Mike Yastrzemski and Lamont Wade and Austin Slater and like watching this team every night because it's boring. And
can I give you some baseball stuff real quick?
Yes, of course.
I think the season that you had the previous year was a detriment to your roster building. And this is the same thing that I could point to with the Yankees.
Yes.
They got there too quickly
Mm-hmm.
and they believed that they could do it again in the same fashion. And sometimes seasons are outliers. So in
Yes.
2017, the Yankees got close. They lost to the Astros, and everybody said, "Oh shit, we'll be back." And they didn't do anything. They just relied on that. I think the Giants kind of fell into that same trap.
The worst thing the Giants could have done is win 107 games and not win a World Series, because what the Giants were last year was what they were supposed to be in 21. They were supposed to be a near 500 team.
Nah, shout out to Stick Michael. Gene Michael is the real GOAT.
There's so many
behind.
deep
I'm
cuts
sorry,
happening.
he's the one. Bob Watson was the guy that they fired right before Cashman and
Okay,
won a bunch of World Series.
there we
So
go.
it's the same
I
thing.
love this.
It's the same thing with Buck Showalter. So Buck Showalter left, and then Joe Torre came. But Stick Michael was the one who said Derek Jeter's not going to Michigan. Derek Jeter's going to the Hall of Fame. Like, he's the one who was literally the guy who drafted all those guys. I'm sorry. Keep going.
No, it's fine. So I can only watch these. Does Aaron Judge make the Giants a World Series team by himself? And yes, I know like the diehard Giants fans here are probably saying, well, if they get Judge, they might get Correa too. You'll see what happens. But does Aaron Judge by himself make the Giants a better team? Yeah, in theory, but he doesn't make them like a World Series contender. But oh my God, to be able to watch Aaron Judge 162 nights a year, are you kidding me? And that was my same thought with why I thought the Giants should sign Bryce Harper in 2018. Is like, does Bryce Harper make the Giants any better in 2018, 2019? No, but it's a good player to watch every night. And that's like half of baseball.
Hold on, real quick. Great one. 765. If you think I know the Yankees, or if you think I know the 49ers, which you probably don't, and that makes sense.
Oh, here's the secret. Jason and I are bigger Yankee and Giants fans than we are Niner fans.
Let me tell you something. The New York Yankees in 1996, they lost Don Mattingly. They added Tino Martinez. They moved Derek Jeter in for Tony Fernandez. They added Wade Boggs and Charlie Hayes to play third base. No, Boggs had been there. I get that. Bernie Williams came into himself. Bob Watson wasn't a part of bringing those guys in. Gene Stick Michael wanted Bernie, wanted Derek, wanted Posada, wanted Rivera. And in 96, that was a team on the cusp of it. Joe Torre, great manager, did an amazing job. And you seem to forget in 95, the Yankees added David Cone at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Key later on in 96. Mariano Rivera was a setup man. John Wetland was there. The team was there. Bob Watson deserves some credit. But man, the dynasty, the four, the what is it? The core four? Pettit, Mariano, Bernie, and Jeter? That's stick. That is all stick. And I implore you to watch. Shout out to Randy Wilkins, big 49ers fan, big Bronx guy, big New York Yankees and San Francisco 49ers guy. I implore you to watch that documentary a little bit. It shows you a little bit.
Can I just say something really quick, Jason? And this is off topic. I've watched you talk football, every opinion you could have about the Niners 2.5, 3 years, however long we've been doing this shindig, right? I love listening to you talk baseball. Maybe that's just because I love talking baseball. Baseball is my favorite sport.
Baseball was my favorite sport for a while.
Hearing you talk about the 90s Yankees, hearing you talk about the current state of the Yankees, all this shit is
I
my
lived it too,
favorite.
though, dude. Like great one,
favorite.
like 765. If you're from the Bronx, then you know what I know, and that's I think that's my issue more than anything. For me, I'm almost 40. I literally went through the years where my first baseball games with the Yankees were with Mel Hall. Don Mattingly couldn't even get to the plate because his back was injured. Roberto Kelly, Pascual Perez, Like, I can tell you all about all these guys that I used to go to the stadium and watch, and the team wasn't good. So I'm with you. Like, I'm just saying, like, Stick has a lot to do with this shit, and he really did. And Bob Watson deserves his credit. And it almost feels like Bob Watson is the same thing to like Joe Torre and all these guys. Damn, I thought we were gonna talk 49ers, but we're talking baseball or whatever. But like, that's my thing. It's like when people come to me and they're like, yo, you're a bandwagon Yankees fan. Bro, I've been to the stadium in 1991 when that stadium was empty and nobody was there because the Yankees weren't good. So don't give me that shit about bandwagon. And when your father's from the Bronx, you don't get to pick teams, bro.
No,
you don't get to pick.
No,
you don't get to pick.
It's not a choice.
You don't get to pick teams. It was literally you like the Yankees or you sleep outside. Like so when people tell me like, oh, you picked the Niners, you picked the Yankees, you a bandwagon, bro. You need to do my history, like more than anything. And I'm not talking to you, great one. You understand. I'm just talking to the people that want to always come at me and just like, oh, you like the Niners and the Yankees, you just a bandwagon. Bro, that shit is in my blood. You understand that? Like, the one thing that I will pass down to my daughter ain't the 49ers, unfortunately. The fucking New York Yankees.
Something just came across Niner related. Just want to throw it out there real quick. Mike Silver just tweeted, the 49ers are still debating whether to put a claim. My understanding is that no decision has been made of right now, talking about Baker. So just throwing it out there. Take it as you may. I didn't expect to get a breakdown of the Yankees 90s general manager situation, but I love this. I absolutely love
First of all, the Cleveland, that name, that's racist. So I would never be a part of that. And also and also Eric Goes, because I know you're a good troll. I like this. Let's just enjoy the trolls while they're here. Also, why would I be a fan of a team that can't beat the team that I'm actually rooting for? Oh, hold
the Guardians.
The L. They're not good. The Cleveland Cavaliers are the only team that matters.
Wait, did you just say the Cleveland Cow? I hate the Cavs.
Cleveland. In Cleveland?
No, I hate all of them. I hate the whole city.
Oh, whatever, man. You're a Kings
I like
fan.
the
beam.
I'm
like
not
the
a
beam.
Like
the damn beam.
Like the beam.
Like the beam is cool,
I can see the beam
is
from
cool.
my apartment. I love it. It's such a
the beam is cool.
Sacramento
Come on, you gotta
Kings.
admit that.
It's such a dumb Sacramento Kings thing, but I love it. Every night they win, I go out and do my adult activities. I go out and smoke, do that stuff, and I look, and I know the Kings win because I see this giant.
The beam is
beam.
Cool. That's cool.
The beam is sick.
That's cool, man.
And I'm a Warriors fan.
The best part is being in that bum ass, what is it, crypto arena, whatever it is that they call it, because it's not Staples anymore.
Oh yes, down in LA, and have the Kings beat the Clippers and get
and they're yelling
like
the beam, and they have no idea what they're talking about. Like that's legit, man. That is so legit, man.
I love it. Like the beam, baby.
Come on. Shout out to Kyle B. Let's go, Kings.
I love Kings fans so much because it is December 5th. The NBA season still has 4 months left. I've been in Sacramento for 8 years now. This is easily the most excited I've seen Kings fans. Shout out Marketing Pro. He's made it.
Let's go, my boy.
He's here. Rams Nation. Hey, Marketing Pro, I got a question. I was cheering for the Rams yesterday.
What the hell happened?
What the hell, man?
What the hell, man? You're supposed to help us out.
I was at Levi Stadium, and every time they would flash the Rams score, I would try and get a "Let's go Rams!" I was trying to get a chant going.
I thought, Marketing Pro, you my guy. Like this is it. Like we're in a spot now, like where you're family now. Like you're in. You scratch our back, we scratch your back. What the hell, man? Like we're trying to help you. What the hell, bro? What do we do to you?
What is this? Hey, Herbo, I see Angels light up the big A outside the stadium. I don't know if you know what the beam is. It's not lighting up a structure. The Kings, I shit you not, every time they win, they shoot a beam that is thick, like 2 C's thick, and it goes up to Jupiter, my guy. So, I know the Angels light up the big A. I just need you to understand what the beam is. I'll take a picture next time I see it. I'll post it again on social media. You can see what it looks like. It is the most electric thing happening in Sacramento right now. It might be the most electric thing to ever happen in Sacramento, maybe since Richard Chase. Sacramento is boring, and the beam is exciting.
Yo, Shout out to Marketing Pro, yo. You're my
Yeah, we love
favorite
Marketing
Rams
Pro.
fan, bro. You're
We love
my
'em.
favorite Rams fan of all time, bro. Like, no matter what, man. No matter what, you are good. You, Don Burr, y'all solid now.
We
Y'all
love
solid
'em.
with the
We
49ers.
love
Yeah,
'em.
like with us, like, you know what? If even people don't want to like that because, you know, we seem to be direct rivals, Marketing Pro, you know what it is, bro. You know what it is. Anyway,
We love
y'all
it.
got 49ers questions, or we're
Yeah,
going to argue about wrestling and the Yankees?
I maybe got like 10 minutes left, maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I got a few more minutes if we want to hang out. Bob Nightingale tweeted before we went live. Yankees GM Brian Cashman says the Yankees are still in active negotiations with Aaron Judge, but was unaware that Judge plans to be at the winter meetings on Tuesday. There are no current face-to-face talks scheduled with Judge and the Yankees.
Look, oh my God.
Take it as you may.
To quote the great Andrew Pasquini, everything is something until something is nothing, whatever it is. Like,
but dude, honestly, I've said it so many times, I don't even know what it is anymore. I just say it.
But this
makes sense.
But this is the thing. Yankee fans get all up, crazy. Well, real quick. I got the Giants fans real quick, if I could click a little bit. So Deebo Samuel unfollowed the 49ers, and oh my God, the sky is falling. Or some would say
people unfollowed me for saying it didn't matter.
Right. That shit meant nothing, right? Because it eventually didn't. Aaron Judge unfollowed the Yankees, even though he never followed them. And oh shit, that's it. He's a Giants fan. Guys.
He's a Giants, obviously. Come on.
Guys, pick and choose. Let's make sure we keep it the same way. When it helps you, it means nothing. When it doesn't help you, it means everything. Like we gotta figure it out. Like at this point. So come on, guys. Again, if you have a problem with the way that negotiations go in sports, you have a problem with social media. Mm-hmm. What happens when things go into negotiations is social media gets involved. So you don't have a problem with the player. You don't have a problem with the way that they're doing it. It's just the way things are done. Mm-hmm. But don't backtrack on the things that Deebo unfollowed the 49ers. Who cares? He's going to wind up being back. Oh, Judge unfollowed the Yankees. That's it. He's a Giant.
Yeah.
Start to figure out where you lie here on this one, because it makes no sense at this point, man.
None of it matters. It sounds like we're gonna. From what I've been reading, it sounds like Wednesday is the day. We're gonna find out either way. Marketing Pro, Dr. Aponte, doctors. I thought he called you Dr. Aponte.
Dr. Aponte, that's wild.
Believe Jimmy G is not as severe as expected. Look into it. I still think I'm under the assumption he's still out for the season, right? That
I am too, but I'm not. But Kyle went today before we went on. Kyle went today and said it wasn't Liz Frank, and it wasn't necessarily as severe, but he didn't want to misinform people. Those were Kyle's words.
Perfect. Odell Beckham is at the Rangers, the Mavericks basketball game with.
Don't care.
But he's there with Micah Parsons.
Don't care.
Okay.
He can join the Cowboys right now, but he is not going to be physically fit to play at this point. And the Cowboys are daunting enough on their own. So who cares?
So I'm gonna take this last one because I see Diego brings up a point that I see people saying on Twitter and on the comments. Baker would not be a bad pickup. Would it be cool with Nick Bosa?
You got it.
I think we need to differentiate things at some point. From what I understand,
sent out a good meme about this though. So I do want to pour gasoline on the fire.
From what I understand, they don't personally hate each other. I think it's more of they had their little college rivalry. Bosa took it to the NFL. I don't think it's they hate each other thing, right? I don't know.
No.
If oh, there he is. He's back. No. So I don't think Nick Bosa in any way should be a deterrent for the Niners to put a claim in for what's his name?
We should ask Nick Bosa, or we should ask the real Nick Bosa, which is Steph Sanchez, because she would probably have a better.
I'm going to be on her podcast tomorrow, actually.
What? You got invited to Steph Sanchez's podcast?
I got invited. She called me a celebrity on Twitter yesterday. And I was like, what are you? I'm not the one on KTVU every Sunday talking about the Niners.
Shout out to Steph, man. You subscribe to the 49K pod, man. Shout out to Steph. Shout out to women in sports.
We love it.
Are cooking.
Angie. We love Angie.
Angie, We can go down the list. Trust me. What did you say before that? Just right before that?
Baker and Bosa.
Oh,
yeah.
Let me tell you something, real quick. Baker Mayfield wants to impress his next job. There are players in this league who have been downright awful. I'm looking at you, Nathan Peterman. I'm looking at you, Trevor Siemian. I am looking at you, any backup quarterback that you can probably name right now. Baker Mayfield is trying to impress his next job. If the 49ers submit a claim, get him for $1 million, whatever it is, dollars.
1,000 would be a hell of a
Oh man, I mean that's an easy deal, right?
Yeah.
$1 million, whatever it is. Baker Mayfield is gonna do two things: be on his P's and Q's and shut the the fuck up. Like it's not even gonna be like, again, I this is something that was on the actual podcast. Obviously, after dark, we cooking. You know, we doing something different. If you believe that Baker Mayfield was strong enough to destroy this locker room, then you never believed in this locker room at all.
Yep.
That's it. And I think we have a share screen real quick.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna share this and get out of here. Two future Bay Area legends in the same photo right there. Look at that.
Son of a bitch.
Tom Brady and Aaron Judge. We have our background. Yeah, there it is. Two future Bay Area legends.
You know what I want to say?
In the same photo.
You know what I want to say about Aaron Judge?
Yeah, see this. There it is.
Look at him wearing that number 13 jersey.
Both going to be?
Yeah, no. You know what that means?
Yeah.
That number 13 jersey. You know what that means? Aaron Judge realizes that Mike Evans is still the most slept-on wide receiver.
Yeah.
Probably in the history of the game.
Yeah.
At this point right now. Not only recently. So,
Mike Evans is very good. He doesn't get enough credit for what he is.
No.
There we go. I think that's it because I gotta go. My girlfriend's almost
we're good.
With food.
I'm gonna get back on my PlayStation 5, which has God of War Ragnarok.
Let's see how
a bunch of Resident Evil games, a bunch of stuff. I want to say that I don't know what life was like before the PlayStation 5. I just don't know what life will be like after if I don't have it, and I'm late.
I don't know how well this is gonna sound, but electric sound. You ready? Hang on.
Go for it.
Did you hear the beat?
Wow, yeah, I heard it.
What an electric beat.
Incredible.
PS5 turning on?
Is that MLB The Show?
No, it's just my PS5 turning on, but yes, MLB The Show.
Yeah, but are you going to play MLB The Show?
Probably, yeah.
Andrew Pasquini, I want to offer you this challenge.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to download MLB The Show.
Okay. 1v1
I would like to play you 1v1.
Okay. Oh, we'll play.
New York Yankees. Giants.
Okay, perfect.
In Oracle.
Oh yeah, you don't want to just hitting. You just don't.
No.
All game.
No. In Oracle. I'm gonna put one. I'm gonna put one in the pond with Aaron Judge and be the first.
Sir,
right-handed.
it's an ocean. It's not a pond. It's an ocean.
I also do want to say this. And I said this on 95.7 The Game, Subtleflex. That's still the best baseball stadium I've ever been to in my life.
Oh, it's a beautiful stadium. I love it. Hopefully you'll be out here and we'll be together, just like we'll be together at a Yankee Stadium in March
when Aaron Judge is back and we're celebrating his MVP award.
We'll see. Jason, I don't know. Maybe if nothing's going on Wednesday and Judge makes his announcement, we'll have a emergency.
Hey, if Judge joins the Giants, I will do an emergency pod with you.
I'll do an emergency pod with you if he signs with the Yankees. I don't even care.
Nah. You don't want to see. You don't want to see that. I'm going to. No, Jason. Don't tell me what I want because I want to know what it's like to be the fan base that's getting Jason upon spiciness. No.
I kind of want to hear you yell at me.
No.
You thought Aaron Judge was going to sign with the bum ass Giants?
It's not the bum ass Giants. It's not the bum ass Giants. It's not about that. It's about the I'm gonna I am gonna go nuclear on the Giants fans who were incessantly in my mentions anytime that I was like, "Oh my God, Aaron Judge
can you
just hit 40."
pretend I'm one of those? Because I literally tweeted that
No,
Brian
Andrew.
Reynolds.
No, Andrew. I love you too much. I understand a bit, and you are too important to me to do that. I
should have sent the Brian Allen tweet, the one I
I'm
sent you.
yeah, that was so good. Oh man, that would have been perfect, man.
The
People would have just
OG
been so
tweet.
lost.
I just got home from the Niner Dolphin game and I was not sober, and I was tweeting that Brian Reynolds tweet. The original draft, since the Niners were in my brain, I replaced Brian Reynolds with Brian Allen. And I was like, wait, I can't tweet that. It makes no sense. But I made sure to send it to Jason.
No, Andrew, I wouldn't do that to you because, you know, we're friends. Very good friends. Very dear friends.
Best. Some would say best.
But
would you?
But man, yes, best.
Are we best friends?
The best of friends. My in my petty hand,
yes,
is gonna go insane because I bookmarked so many future Giant tweets. I bookmarked them all. And you know what's funny? I don't want to be this way. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to not be as angry. Ooh, but there's something about this whole thing. It's just like, man, I don't want to alienate the fan base that loves me so much. Here we go. Look, real quick before we go. Yes. Bruce Cohen says, the problem is to acquire Mayfield, you have to wait in line against half the league due to the waiver problem, unless you can choose. Go for it, Andrew.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely. I don't know. As I said during the podcast, really quick, and I'm gonna have to go after this point. The only team I can see really doing it is the Rams because they don't have a quarterback. They're not playing for draft picks, so they're not tanking.
And they're doing it for an asshole
move. They could just spite it for the Niners. There's no other reason for any other team to get Baker Mayfield. Jason, I gotta go though. I gotta go help people. No, I love you. As always.
Let's go Niners.
Go Niners, and I'll talk to you later. We'll see you Friday. You can stay on. It's your YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Love you, buddy.
Yeah, love you, buddy. Bruce. Yeah, I agree. I don't know, man. I don't think that there are teams that have needs or anything like that at this point. And again, I want to reiterate something because I'm gonna go because I want to turn on my PlayStation as well too. I don't think that Baker Mayfield needs to be here to immediately start. And Baker has less of a learning curve because of the offense that he ran in Cleveland, which is a direct, like, I guess it's in the family tree of Shanahan. So I don't want him here to like immediately start. I just think that if your goal is to finish with a Super Bowl, you have to insulate yourself with so many people, as many as you can at this point, you know. So that's it. It's not about like Baker should start over Purdy. I think Purdy, given the circumstances, was incredible. I think he showed a ton of poise. I think his processing was on display, and I think that's something that he did better than Jimmy Garoppolo in terms of processing. But Jimmy does much more with his athleticism. Shout out to Jimmy, by the way. One more time. Got it for him. This shit sucks. I hate it. But, yeah. Baker being here should just be one part of the equation. He shouldn't be the end-all, be-all. And I think that's where 49er fans have it weird. And they have it messed up. No one's trying to sign Baker Mayfield to a 5-year deal. Just get him here. Just get him here and let him play and let him be here. He's not going to do anything. So for Andrew, for Jason, I'm going to get up out of here, man, because I want to turn on my PlayStation. Maybe watch the end of this Monday Night Football game. But shout out to you guys. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Subscribe to Sprint Red Option Podcast wherever you get your audio podcasts. As always, let's go Niners, man. Welcome, everybody.
We are live.
My name is Jason Aponte.
I am Andrew Pasquini.
We're working. That's it. We're working over here. That's it. Let's go Niners.
Let's go.